Now let's talk to our next startup. An e-commerce platform, BuyersCircle, is pushing ahead with its growth plans to merge online shopping with social networking. It's a big market, and the Aussie platform has already tapped into the WeChat community. To tell us more is BuyersCircle's new chairman, Siimon Reynolds. Siimon, great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Fantastic to be here.
Now, I'm really interested. I've known you for a long time, followed your career with great interest. What drew you into BuyersCircle as an old ad man?
Well, I'm absolutely fascinated by the marketplace here. And, you know, as an old ad man, as you say, I recognize that there's a real shift going on. We can see it happening in China, and a lot of stuff in digital that starts in China comes to the rest of the world, and that is social selling. So using the power of social networks to sell products. And it's a breakthrough. It's had huge growth in China, and I strongly feel that BuyersCircle is going to do similar things here in Australia and beyond.
Is it a case that, you know, in the old days of advertising, sorry, I don't want to emphasise our age too much, but it used to be about testimonials. They were one of the most powerful selling tools that you could have. And it seems like social media has become that. We've seen the rise of influencers. We've seen a whole bunch of trends that have emerged out of social media, that they seem to be the most effective channel for being able to get to customers.
You know, that is a terrific point. If we look at the average ad, people are suspicious of ads. They don't particularly like ads. They're certainly not in media on digital channels or offline channels to see ads. They're interruptions. But social selling is different. Social selling is one of your friends saying, hey, I think this is really good. You should check it out. And so just like testimonials, as you say, it's a dramatically more powerful way to sell products because people trust the recommendation of someone they know, just like the traditional testimonial.
So the numbers are extraordinary. I think it was something like 61%. So nearly 2/3 of the market places their trust in that sort of thing. How do you think it's going to shape markets in the long term? Is it going to be a case of, is our friend doing this because they are being paid to do it? Or is it just a case of finding advocates who advance the product, really believe in it? You know, the thing that gets the mold out of your bathroom, or, you know, the nappies that keep your kid dry. Is it going to be a personal testimonial, or is it going to be a commercial arrangement?
Yeah, great question. Look, I really think that the cool thing about how BuyersCircle has been selling is that we've got over 14,000 e-tailers already, but they don't want to risk their reputation by saying to their friends to buy a product that isn't any good. It's got a built-in system that ensures, because people want to maintain their reputation, that they sell only stuff that they think's good. Now, good can be in several ways. It could be cheaper. So a lot of products on BuyersCircle, you can get them cheaper than in any of the stores. Or it could be premium, or it could be unusual. Whatever it is, it's got to have something special. That's what typically goes well with BuyersCircle's customers. And the e-tailers send out those special things, but they only send out stuff they really believe in.
So BuyersCircle is just 2 years old. It was founded by a couple of ex-Alibaba executives. Paint a picture of the business and why you see this as the next big opportunity.
Yeah, well, it's growing at tremendous rates. We've got, believe it or not, 687,000 registered users. We've got 14,000 e-tailers. In the last year or so, we've done 133 million in GMV, in gross merchandise value. So it's growing very, very quickly. And I think it's going to mirror the rise of social media. So just as social media has taken up such a dramatically large part of the total digital spend, I think also social commerce is going to take up a decent chunk of commerce as well. So why do you think that's so? I think that the reason is several-fold. If you're a supplier, if you go on BuyersCircle, it's a great opportunity to get large volume orders because we've got so many users, and get access to just tens of thousands of people that may not be walking into your store or even going to your website. But if you're an e-tailer, you've got, first of all, BuyersCircle's really slick technology, which makes it easier than just setting up a whole new website on Shopify, let's say. You can, within minutes, be selling on BuyersCircle. But not just the technology, you've got the low cost per acquisition. So in order to get a customer, typically for most e-commerce players, they're going to pay a certain amount to get that customer. And in most categories, it's cheaper to get that customer via BuyersCircle because they're, as you say, it's run on testimonials, which are free.
So if I'm Alibaba, if I am eBay, if I am Amazon, should I be worried about you guys coming for me?
Well, I think they should be worried. You look at Pinduoduo, which BuyersCircle is based on, and Pinduoduo in China is only 5 years old, but it's already overtaken Alibaba as the most popular e-commerce platform, which is an incredible achievement. They get 720 million active monthly users over at Pinduoduo in China. Now, we're starting in Australia, obviously a smaller economy, but equally, obviously, we have global aspirations. So I think if we can just do a fraction of the success that Pinduoduo's had, then this should be a very large company indeed.
Yeah, because I think Pinduoduo is already worth a couple of $100 billion at this point in time. So tell us a little bit about BuyersCircle in terms of its ambitions from a capital point of view. Are you going to be looking to raise? Where are you in that journey? What does the next 12 months to 24 look like?
Yeah, great question. Look, we're in the middle of or near the end stages of a $5 million raise. We're being very choosy about who we invite into that, and we'll be closing that pretty soon. The vast majority of it has already been accounted for. And then we suspect that probably in the latter half of the year we'll raise again. And then potentially, who knows what the markets will be like, but potentially at the end of next year, we may look at a public listing. But these are early days. We're very flexible about that.
Flexible and ambitious. Siimon Reynolds, new chairman of BuyersCircle. Thanks for joining us on Startup Daily. Great to chat with you.
Thank you. Really enjoyed it.